Agric there from the Inner Circles Choir. And guess what? Sunday, you're going to have more music from them at the National Theatre as they get closer together to touch many lives. You've got to be there. Starts at 4 p.m. But let's talk Agric now. Being joined by the Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Kennedy Osei Nyako. Who is joining us. We're talking about the planting for food and jobs, progress made thus far, and some other issues that were emanated from the conversation. Honorable, welcome. Thank you very much. Good to have you. How's the Wednesday morning going?
Well, going well.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
How is the Agric Ministry faring respect to its mandate to feed Ghanaians?
Well, first of all, I just want to use this opportunity to say a very good morning to your cherished viewers. Well, our Agric Ministry, MOFA, as you know, our mandate is to how to promote sustainable agriculture and agribusiness through research, development, and extension services support to farmers. So that is basically what we are doing as a ministry, trying to find a way as to how we can promote sustainable agriculture and agribusiness.
Are we making progress?
Very well. We are making progress under the Akufo-Addo administration. We are making progress.
So before the 2016 election, Agric was at a record low of 0.06%. What has changed since you took over?
Well, you saw the budget in the 2018 budget, and you saw the indication, the performance, the growth that we are recording in the agric sector. It tells you that something is being done right. With the current,
is that the reflection on the ground?
If I don't know how I mean, if it is not
because at the beginning of the year, sometimes around February, I went to the Carnation market. I bought a plantain, a finger of plantain for 6 cedis. If the figures you're talking about on paper, black and white, is anything to go by, that's not a reflection of what's
so if production, let's say, if production goes up, and somebody, it's not a farmer who comes and sells this plantain to you. Does that through intermediaries, and these people are profit-making people. Just slap a huge profit on it, brings to the capital city to come and sell. You cannot blame the ministry.
But I can
blame the farmer.
Is it fair then to blame the ministry for roads that are bad, which is why somebody would want to profiteer on transporting the produce from the farm to the market? The roads are bad.
Yes, we all agree that some of the
and it impacts negatively on the work
yes,
you
yes,
do.
yes, yes. I mean, you know how it increases post-harvest loss and all those.
What's the plan? What's the plan?
Within the ministry, we also have our own plan as to how we can even rehabilitate some of the farm roads to give easy access and transportation to our farmers to be able to convey their goods from farm to maybe to the market centers. So on our own, we are doing what we can do.
When are we to see a fruition of these plans? Because these plans have been talked about.
Well,
in fact, the last budget spoke about some of the plans.
As I speak to you, under GCAP, Ghana Commercial Agriculture Productivity Program, we are to construct certain feeder roads, which is under the ministry.
Okay.
I think procurement should have been completed by now to maybe rehabilitate some of the roads leading to this.
Can you say when this project is supposed to take full effect?
Well, I am not in charge, but I can tell you that I'm sure by now the procurement process will have been completed.
You don't sound too sure.
You see, I have
sure by now.
I have my schedule. Okay. My schedule is not. I'm in charge of perennial crops and in charge of WAP. Okay. There is a deputy minister who is also in charge of horticulture and GCAP.
But you don't have a consultation. You don't.
That is why I'm able to tell you that procurement have been able, because these are all consultations, be able to know where it has gotten. And as at last week, Friday, I was made to understand that procurement has completed. Contractors are being given letters to move to site. So it takes a little bit of time. And these are rainy season. Even if you ask the farmer to, the contractor to go to site, it's going to be very difficult for the contractor to work. So we normally do it at this. And so right after the rainy season, after June, August, they move to site. And
rainy season brings to mind One Village, One Dam. That was a major campaign promise from His Excellency. How is that faring? We're told that the dams will be there before the rains come. Now the rains are here. Where are the dams?
Well, this year alone, we plan to construct 570 of these small dams,
Okay.
which work has begun earnestly. If you go into the up north, recently when the president was there, he took the opportunity to even cut short for many more of these dams to be constructed. I mean, constructing a dam is not just a day or a week thing; it's a process. So they are doing it, and the rainy season. I mean, the north. You know, we have the northern sector and the southern sector. We normally have our rainy season maybe from May, June, July.
Right.
They have their own somewhere from August, September going. So we are preparing, and I'm sure by the time the rainy season starts from up north, most of this dam might have been completed. The idea for this government...
You keep using might and may. That's not definite.
You see, in construction, full major, everything can happen at all, which it will be beyond the control.
But between January and now, the conditions have been favorable.
That is why I'm saying that they just moved. Contractors were awarded, given this contract to move to site not long ago. Some went maybe 2 months.
Do you know what caused the delay to get them to move?
You see,
that was a flagship program.
Yes, but this government want to respect every bit of our laws.
Okay.
You cannot just because we want to build dams, you sidestep the procurement law or the procedure and just select people to go to site. No,
but nobody's asking for that.
So that is why that is what has kept
it.
You make it open, competitive. Let everybody come in, tender it. Let us put the tender through rigorous assessment and now come out with the best. So that's why, and procurement in the public sector alone can take you not less than 6 months, sometimes 6 months.
One district, one factory was also a big one.
Yes.
I off the top of my head, I can talk about the Kumfi factory,
which is ongoing.
Commander, where else are we planting anything?
Yes, in total, Moti Ministry of Trade and Industry have received over 700 applications.
Okay.
Out of this 700, 332 have been screened for possible support.
Okay.
Out of this 332, 132 of them have gone through financial assessment. Out of this 132, 37 of them currently, construction is ongoing on the site. 95 of them will soon complete the financial process and they also go on site.
Do we have the money to fund these things?
Government, in collaboration with 10 banks, have earmarked for, I think, 4.2 billion to support this project. 10 banks set aside 4.2 billion Ghana cedi to support this project. And I think it's something that we have to applaud the government for that. And through EXIM is also doing its part, mobilizing some amount of money to also support. Let's
talk about planting for food and jobs. You mentioned, the minister mentioned 745,000 jobs that have been created.
Yes.
It's been heavily contested by the farmers themselves, the Peasant Farmers Association and all of that. Do you still stick by that number?
See, it's a record. These are records that the ministry we have. Okay? And we did not conjecture it. We didn't sit in our offices in MOFA and decide that, let's give this number today. We did it. No. This information came from the ground. We have officers, we have district officers. And before this planting for PFJ project was about to start, we sat down. There was a roundtable discussion. We did a lot of work. Okay? So the ministry said, we want to grow maybe 400,000 metric tons of maize.
Okay.
Or this year we want to cultivate on maybe 170,000 hectares of land. That is what we want to cultivate.
They say these are just figures because it doesn't reflect the picture on the ground.
Well, I don't know what else, and I cannot speak contrary or differently.
Are these new jobs, the 745,000, are they new jobs?
I went to your sister.
No, you tell me.
They were asking the same question, and I asked them, what is the definition of a job creation? UN has a fine definition for it, and that is the standard one that we use for.
Okay.
If somebody is engaged in
whether they be new jobs or old jobs, they are.
We all work. You work here at a certain point in time. Don't you take take leave.
It's for only 1 month.
So in farming, because we don't do all year round farming in this country,
okay,
because we are not using irrigation as we in optimum way that we have to use, so we are depending on the rain fed.
Okay.
So if it is rain fed are seasonal.
Okay.
So
in between season, what do they do? Those people who these 745,000
well,
what do they do?
Our farmers, what have they been doing? If the season ends, they still get themselves preoccupied in their farm doing other farming activities. Okay. So it's there. So that is how our farmers have been living. It doesn't mean that when the rainy season ends, the farmers go to sleep. They don't. Okay. They have other farming activities that they do.
Fall armyworm, your minister was in Parliament, and he says categorically that fall armyworm has been defeated. Those were his words.
I did not.
He said it. I mean, we could. I play the tape for us. Let's. So he said that. And then while he was saying that, up north, we're being told that fall armyworm is still in existence. In fact, as of Monday, 2 days away from now, the fall armyworm is still there. Was it indeed defeated?
Let me tell you, see, maybe my minister used the word defeated in the context, which may be the...
Which other context could
you see, if you have about 132,000 hectares of land being attacked, invaded by this, insect or these worms, okay? And you are able, as a ministry, through our own intervention, we were able to recover 122,000 hectares of these distracted lands or farms. We were able to recover it. It tells you that maybe that was the context.
So the meaning for defeat, per the Oxford English Dictionary, says a win, victory over someone in a battle or other contest, overcome or beat, an instance of defeating or being defeated.
Does it mean
that's it? So
does it mean when armies go to war and they win, there wouldn't be any casualty? Is that what we are trying to mean? So definitely you win. When you go for a battle, you win. But doesn't mean it will be casualty free. Definitely there will be some casualty. That's why I'm saying if you have 132,000 hectares of land being invaded by army worms.
So you're making a suggestion that this is a global problem. Is it beyond you? Is it beyond you to deal with?
Army worm, I'm just using your medium to have come to stay. If you're a farmer, you need to be conscientized and know that armyworm is a global phenomenon. They have come to stay.
Are you powerless before armyworm?
You are not powerless. I mean, that is why the ministry have put in several interventions, education, early warning signs, surveillance around to make sure that early detection is what matters. And the early detection for the past, let's say 1 year or months, it has been a problem for us because of non-availability of agric extension agents.
Are we looking at that because the 68 New Year school suggested that, in fact, the use of technology, getting phones into the farms, getting the agric extension officers,
it is there.
Those recommendations have not been implemented.
The phones are there. Even
have you implemented them?
We are doing. FAO is currently doing it. Food and Agriculture Organization, they are currently doing it, and all district agric officers they have a monitoring system for all armyworm monitoring system application.
Given another chance, do you think that your minister would rephrase the fall armyworm has been defeated to somebody else?
That's what I'm saying, that my minister had used that defeated word in a contest.
Something he lied to Parliament.
You are the reporter. The journalist failed to understand, go into detail to find out more. If you say defeated, what exactly?
Something he lied to Parliament.
No, he didn't lie. He has used, and even if you give me the opportunity now, maybe I would have used the same defeated and explain it into details like what I'm doing now. So it depends on the context that you are talking about. If you have 100 armies coming to attack you, 100 armies come and attack you, you and your army, and you are able to, slaughter, let's say, 110 of them. Have you defeated those armies, or you've defeated
What hope is there? That's your camera. What hope is there for that farmer whose farm is being raised down by fall armyworm? He says the chemicals are not effective and he cannot feed his family. What hope is there? What hope do you give, Honorable Kennedy?
This is the chemicals. This is the WHO class standard recommended chemical that is used to fight. So now
the farmer is looking for hope.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you give that farmer?
Is the application.
As Deputy Agric Minister.
Before I go to the hope, let me tell you, there have been several problems with the application of the chemical.
Okay.
Okay. These worms, they come at night and at dawn.
That's because you didn't have extension.
We don't have the extension. That is why we went to IMF, because of the IMF conditionalities. We couldn't hide. The government of Canada couldn't hide any.
But there are a lot of extension officers who have been trained with government money who are sitting at home unemployed.
I mean,
without financial clearance.
No extension officer have been trained. So we went to IMF to get the approval to come to.
So we are now going to. So if no extension officer had been trained, where did you suddenly get them?
So we decided
to come and fill the slot?
We decided to use this graduates from the agric colleges through youth employment agency, and we gave them some kind of training to help the farmers. Okay. And most of these people are, because it's a youth employment program, maybe at a point in time you engage, he gets a job and he has it. Okay. So you won't get the maybe.
So why don't you make it official?
So that is why I'm saying
why don't you solidify it?
Now we have gotten approval to engage 2,700.
Which we are doing. I'll give you 30 seconds. So that's your camera. To the farmer out there whose farm has been raised down, his children can't go to school, he can't feed his wife, so his wife is calling him useless. What's the hope for him?
No, I don't think any wife.
But if you don't bring money home, your wife will say you're useless.
The government of Ghana.
What's the hope for him?
The government of Ghana responsibility, as like I've indicated, that army worm have come to stay. Our responsibility is to make sure that we make available enough chemicals to support them. This year alone, we procured 100,000 liters of.
Is that the hope you want to give the farmer out there?
Because
we run out of time.
If the chemicals are not there and their farm are being ravaged, how are they going to fight against this, control it? So first of all, we are making provision of this chemical. Second, we are doing extensive education and surveillance. Okay. Thirdly, so that's the hope. Research. As I speak now, CSI are in the laboratory. We are developing, we have identified a more natural way of combating this worm. And very soon, they will finish with the laboratory.
So it's not come to stay. That's the hope.
We are going to control.
Okay, thank you.
We are going to use it to control it.
Honorable Kennedy,
just relax. The ministry is fighting. We are making sure that you get whatever chemical that you need to make sure that you use to control the invasion of this army worm. We are not much concerned. And those that their farms have been destroyed, the ministry is working hard to see how we can support these farmers to go back and have their farms.
Thank you very much. And that's how we end the conversation. Honorable Kennedy Osei-Nyarko is the Deputy Minister for Agric. He says, well, we're fighting, we're working at it to get the problem solved. If that's hope for you, well, have a great Wednesday. My name is Johnny Hughes. See you later.